Let go of the day, and let tonight's story soothe your soul. Magnolia and Zinnia, The Village Chronicles. This story is about Magnolia and her curious kitten Zinnia, who discover a forgotten magical grove in their village. In the heart of the lush countryside, nestled between rolling hills and sparkling streams, lay a quaint village named Cloverfield. Magnolia, a gentle soul, with golden curls and a kind heart, lives in a charming cottage at the edge of the village. Every evening, she would sit by the fireplace, sipping on chamomile tea, gazing thoughtfully at the flickering flames. Her life was serene, filled with the scent of fresh flowers and sounds of chirping birds that the village was famous for. In bright morning, as the sun cast a golden heat across the fields, Magnolia discovered a little kitten on her doorstep. Its fur was as white as the clouds, and its eyes twinkled with an inquisitive spark. Magnolia crouched down and gently extended her hand to the tiny creature. "Hello there, little one," she said in her softest voice. The kitten, bold and curious, approached her, daring to sniff her fingers. "I'll call you Zinnia," Magnolia decided, inspired by the vibrant flower she adored. From that day forward, Zinnia became an inseparable part of Magnolia's life. Together, they explored the village, wandering through its cobblestone pathways, and marveled at the colorful gardens bursting with daisies and lavender. With her perpetual curiosity, they found new wonders in every nook and cranny of the village, from the buzzing of bees in the meadows to the shimmering silverfish in the stream. As the sun set each evening, they would return to Magnolia's cozy cottage, where Zinnia would curl up on a blanket near the fireplace. Their evenings were spent in comfort, Magnolia reading aloud tales of old, and Zinnia listening intently, her eyes wide with fascination. One day, Magnolia heard rumors of an ancient oak tree that held a secret passage in its roots, a place whispered about by the elders of Cloverfield. Excited, she shared the tale with Zinnia as they strolled by the hedgerows. Zinnia's ears perked up with interest. Determined to uncover the mystery, Magnolia and Zinnia embarked on an adventure, their journey leading them to the outskirts of the village, where the old oak stood. It was a majestic tree, with branches throwing like welcoming arms. As they approached, Zinnia instinctively padded towards the roots and paws, sniffing the air. Magnolia followed suit, pushing aside some leaves. Then, to her astonishment, a small tunnel appeared, revealed by the shifting foliage. With hearts full of anticipation, they crawled through the tunnel, emerging into a hidden grove where pillars of sunlight danced across a carpet of emerald moss. The grove was nothing short of magical, with its ancient stones whispering tales of old and a gentle breeze carrying the scent of lilacs. The villagers had long forgotten about this secret place, and it seemed as though Magnolia and Zinnia were the first to witness its beauty in generations. United by their discovery, Magnolia and Zinnia often returned to the grove, reveling in its tranquility away from the bustling world. Hair surrounded by nature's wonders, Magnolia placed a crown of daisies upon Zinnia's head, declaring her the Queen of Curiosity, a title befitting her adventurous spirit. Their bond grew stronger, and together, they cherished the simple joys of village life, filled with laughter, discovery, and love. Here's another gentle tale to bring you comfort. The Embrace of Crocus and Phlox. This story is about the magical bond between crocus and phlox, embodying the beauty of friendship and connection with nature. In a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and whispering brooks, lived a gentle soul named Crocus. He was known throughout the village not only for his kindness, but also for his profound love for nature. One evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the sky in hues of lavender and gold, Crocus felt an enchanting sense of anticipation. He strolled along the meadow path, his heart beating in rhythm with the cricket's symphony, searching for something he couldn't quite name. Little did he know, the world was about to change in ways he never imagined. In this same village, hidden from ordinary eyes, lived a fairy named Phlox. She danced on the petals of flowers, her wings shimmering like stardust under the moonlight. Phlox had always watched Crocus with interest, sensing in him an earnest spirit, and a heart that beat in harmony with hers. One day, feeling particularly bold, she decided to reveal herself to him. As Crocus walked deeper into the meadow, he suddenly noticed the air shimmering round him. It was then that Phlox appeared, her presence as light and ethereal as a summer breeze. Crocus, though startled, felt an immediate warmth spread through his being. Phlox entraced herself and told Crocus about the delicate balance of nature. They talked for hours, sharing tales and dreams, the meadow round them bearing silent witness to the magic unfolding. Upon parting, Phlox bestowed Crocus with a single golden flower that seemed to pulse with life. "This is a symbol of our bond," she explained. "May it remind you of the beauty and depth of our connection." As the days turned into weeks, Crocus often returned to the meadow, a place now transformed into a sanctuary of friendship and shared secrets. Each visit, Phlox would greet him with a laugh as bright as the sun, and together they would embrace the simple joys of life. The meadow flourished under their watchful care, blooms more vibrant and the streams clear. It was a testament to their union, a small corner of the world where magic and reality intertwined silently. As the seasons changed, so too did their friendship evolve. The meadow became a canvas on which they painted tales of wonder and discovery. With this embrace, Crocus felt a deepening understanding of the world within and round him. He realized that Phlox was not just a fairy tale come true, but a mirror reflecting his truest desires and hopes. And so, the embrace of Crocus and Phlox became legendary in their village, a story whispered from generation to generation. It taught the villagers the importance of connection, not only with each other but with the world they inhabit. In that quiet embrace was a promise to cherish the beauty of friendship and the magic that it brings. The next story is ready to carry you further. Flax and Petunia, the Seeds of Forgiveness. This story is about the gentle bond formed between Flax and the spring sprite Petunia, when they come together to heal from nature's devastation and discover the power of forgiveness. Flax was a gentle man, known for his deep love of nature and his appreciation for the smallest wonders of the world. Living at the edge of a vibrant forest, his cottage was surrounded by rose bushes, lilac trees, and fields of wildflowers that painted the landscape with an eternal spring. Among the secrets of these woods was spring sprite named Petunia, a whimsical being with wings like fine silk shimmering green and gold. Petunia was the keeper of the forest, watching over the plants and animals with a whisper as soft as morning dew. Despite Petunia's ethereal beauty and illuminating presence, Flax had never seen her close, for she was as elusive as a shadow under the midday sun. One day in early spring, a harsh storm ravaged the forest, tearing through flora with fierce winds. The skies darkened, and rain poured relentlessly, leaving several trees uprooted and flowers destroyed. Flax wandered into the forest once the storm settled, heart heavy with sorrow for the damage inflicted upon his beloved woods. As he picked up pieces of broken branches and scattered petals, he heard a soft sobbing sound. Following the sorrowful noise, he found Petunia, her wings tattered and tiny tears glistening down her cheeks. Flax approached cautiously, knowing her fragile trust of humans was shattered by the storm that stole the beauty she guarded dearly. "I'm sorry for what nature has done," Flax whispered, his voice sincere and gentle as the calm after chaos. Petunia looked up, her eyes wide with surprise and gratitude, like two pools reflecting stolen sunlight. Nature has its ways, she replied softly, but it's hard to forgive when those ways harm what you love. Flax nodded understandingly and reached into his coat pocket, pulling out some seeds, a hopeful promise for restoration. Here at a new life can ease the pain, he suggested tenderly, extending the seeds towards Petunia. She hesitated, then accepted them with a delicate nod, the gesture an olive branch between Wolf's magic and human heart. Together, they planted the seeds, and day by day, Petunia's trust in Flax grew. As they nurtured the garden, Flax shared stories of his past, tales of loss and forgiveness, how he learned that to forgive was not to forget, but to find peace within. Petunia showed him the secret lives of the forest, the dances of fireflies and songs of the river that reborn each spring. He hissed slowly, this fond love for the land transformed into a bond of healing wonders. Once the flowers bloomed again, vibrant as ever, Petunia's wings healed, glistening in with fresh colors of hope. Flax found her sitting comfortably beside his cottage steps, sharing the glow of the moonlit night as a silent companion. "Thank you for your forgiveness," Petunia whispered, her voice like the soft rustle of leaves in a gentle breeze. "It was the least I could do," Flax replied sincerely, understanding now that forgiveness was indeed a seed, needing care, attention, and time to grow. Both felt the relief of harmony, a fresh story written in the seasonal cycle of nature itself, proving that even the bruised can find beauty in new beginnings. Here's another story to bring you closer to sleep. Buttercup and Vinka's generous friendship. This story is about the generous friendship between a girl named Buttercup and a deer named Vinka, who share gifts and kindness in a magical forest. In a serene village, surrounded by lush woods and fields of golden corn, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Buttercup. Every morning, the first rays of sunlight would gracefully sweep through her window, nudging her awake for another day of joyful exploration. Her auburn curls danced about her face as she eagerly prepared to venture into the woods. One fine day, as Buttercup strolled through the forest, she heard a peculiar rustling sound nearby. Curiosity piqued. She carefully crept towards the noise only to find a young deer with big and gentle eyes caught in a thicket. The deer's coat shimmered like the morning dew, its hooves nervously tapping against the earth. With a soft voice, Buttercup approached and spoke calming words. "Hello there, don't be afraid. I will help you." The deer, sensing her genuine affection, relaxed as Buttercup worked patiently to untangle it from the stubborn branches. Grateful and free, the deer introduced itself as Vinka. Overjoyed, Buttercup and Vinka formed an immediate bond, a friendship that would grow as grand as the towering oaks around them. Weeks passed, and Buttercup discovered that Vinka had a talent for finding the ripest berries and sweetest honeycombs. The thoughtful deer shared its treasures with Buttercup, who in turn brought Vinka fresh apples and an occasional carrot from the village. Their friendship was a dance of mutual giving, each act of kindness strengthening their unique connection. One chilly autumn evening, as leaves fell like golden feathers from the trees, Buttercup saw Vinka waiting for her by the edge of the forest. Vinka's eyes sparkled like stars as it led her deep into the woods. There, in a hidden clearing, was a magnificent gathering of woodland creatures, presenting Buttercup with an exquisite wreath made of autumn leaves and acorns. "Thank you for your generosity," chirped a small sparrow. "You have made our forest more joyous." Buttercup, overwhelmed, embraced Vinka, whose warm presence expressed more than words ever could. Their generous friendship continued to thrive, a testament to how kindness given is kindness returned tenfold. When the first snow of winter blanketed the village, Buttercup and Vinka would still meet, warming each other with stories and laughter beneath the silver birch trees. Their generosity was not just in the gifts they exchanged, but in the time and care they shared, nurturing a friendship that would endure like the eternal cycle of the seasons. Rest well, and may your heart feel light.